mean, obviously, Coach Napier, he devised a great plan for us. I mean, we have a whole schedule set out with team activities with each other and not real hard, real hard agonizing practices, like real physical days. It's kind of spaced out to where it's real team oriented days with like maybe a lift followed by some type of 7-on-7 just to kind of keep us acclimated, to keep us fresh with the ins and outs of football, and then 2 days of actual padded practice, which are going to be Tuesday and Thursday of this week. So overall, I think we really do have a good plan going forward, and obviously we're going to get off for Christmas, and then we're going to come back on that following day after Christmas Day, and then we're going to start and turn everything over to Miami, Ohio.
Is having that many days off for Christmas though a concern just in terms of having to restart, if you will?
Personally, I actually think when we talked this with Coach Nape, I think it's good for guys. Obviously, it's been a long season. We've been productive. We've been physical. We've shown that we were physical on tape. And I think from a mental standpoint, to let guys decompress from the game of football, I think it's a big deal. I think that is something that we should do. And obviously, they're going to give us like a packet to go home with it, just to stay fresh, kind of just, not be stiff, just kind of stay active, as you will say. But yeah, I think it's a good idea. I think it's a good thing to kind of decompress from the game a little bit, and then come back and then look forward to your goal and winning the bowl game.
Not Jared, what do you think about
Um, just like Jock said, it's a great plan that they have. It gives us a chance to relax a little bit, but also stay sharp. To keep our act sharp, not to get sloppy in anything that we do. To keep our, you know, just to keep everything tight. To keep everything, within that range of you're not playing in the game, but it's also almost like the month of fall camp. You're still gonna be practicing. You're still gonna have team activities. It's like for me and this dude right here, this is our last time to prepare with these guys like in our career. So it's something that I enjoy it. I think I'm gonna enjoy it for one.
So, Jacques, tell me about what did last year's experience, how in the Cure Bowl and not doing what y'all wanted to get done there, how does that impact this preparation and maybe trying to maybe be a little hungrier?
I think I don't think the plan's very much different, to be honest with you. But it's the mentality. The mentality standpoint is to where we realized last year that we didn't finish the way we wanted to. We finished 0-2 in the last two games of our season, and the goal this time around is not to finish 0-2. We have to win one of those games, and you know, obviously, and Coach Hockey says it all the time. It was kind of sickening in the way that we did, but also how that had happened. That has transpired to our progress throughout this whole year. That you know, through that single event, losing those two games, that propelled us into a different way that we didn't want to feel that way again, and that's why we prepared harder, we practiced harder, we trained harder because we want to win that bowl game, especially for those seniors. Some of us don't have a ring. I don't have a ring personally, but that's something that I want to accomplish, and I want this team to accomplish. I want those younger guys to feel that sense of this winning tradition, to finally understand what that feels like, and to propel them further in their careers, that hopefully that's what they want to continue, and to leave a legacy on this program, to moving forward, that's the standard here.
Damn, tell us, like, how hard is it to focus all year, all game, game, game? You played in the Sun Belt Conference Championship game, and then now it's like for your mind not to check out and say, well, we got this month here, and then kind of get in that same mindset that you were 5 or 6 weeks earlier when that's kind of over. Like, how hard is that, you think, for players?
It just goes back to the old saying, you got to be where your feet are. The goal is to win the bowl game. And like Jock said, going 0-2 last year at the end of the season, that's something that we're not trying to do again. And we're trying to set the standard for these younger guys. That we're a program that's on the come up, and we're trying to set a standard of winning standard and a winning culture around here. So it's for me and Jock, leaders on the team. For us, it'll be more challenging because we got to get those younger guys to come along. But like, hey, look, we know we got a little time off, but we still got to stay sharp so we can be on top of our game when game day do come.
What do you think it means to a program that, I mean, there's talk or whatever, but, none of the programs that had opened bid on Napier, or Napier didn't bite on any of the opening. So it's apparent that he'll be around here more, just in terms of keeping the continuity. And what did he do to, as you guys look back now on 2 years, what did he do, not just pick things up, but to make a big jump from where you guys had been?
For one, he set a standard for us from the first day he came in. He told us exactly what it was going to be, and he held us to the standard. And if you couldn't rise to the standard, he wasn't going to drop it for you. Either you come up or you're not going to be here. And that's something that was big for our program because they had a lot of guys that felt that they were above the standard, but they were below and they couldn't stick around, they couldn't hang around, and they didn't perform when we needed them to. By Coach Napier staying around it shows the type of commitment that he has to our program, and that's big for us because we went from whatever our record was 3 years ago to now the first 10-win season since the '70s. That's big. Just because of his coaching style, he's hard on us, but he also understands that he pushes us to get everything out, but when it's time to relax and it's time to let us unwind a little bit, he lets us, but he also keeps us sharp at the same time.
I would just personally think I think it was the whole training aspect. I don't think with it in the past that we ever really worked as hard as that. The training that we had was it was a different type of training, but the training that we have now was just it's vigorous. It commands a lot out of us, and it requires us to be mentally prepared and physically prepared as well. And I think that that's something that he transformed us. He allowed us for our minds to change about the way we think about the game of football, and also just from an X's and O's standpoint as well. They came in, that whole coaching staff. They came in and they tried to teach us more about the game than we thought that we knew. And it turned out that we didn't really know a whole lot about the game. And those guys came in and they taught us more than we ever knew. I feel now, and I think Bam can vouch for it as well, that I think this group of guys that we have are just so much smarter football players, from the IQ standpoint, than we've ever been. And we're very thankful for that, and I'm happy to see the coach Nape staying around.
I noticed that senior day, one of Benny Higgins' little ones ran out to him and was getting
Mhm.
as you played with him, what have you seen him do to be able to handle being a student, being a football player, and then fatherhood too?
Benny, I don't know if y'all knew, but his house had kind of took some fire damage and everything, and that was hard on them. But to see Benny still come around and be around us and be positive about that, knowing that he has a family to try to help and provide for, that's something that. And Benny talks about it all the time. Benny says, I have to do my job to hopefully maybe one day provide for my family so that I could, give them a better life than I had in the past. And I think that's awesome of Benny, honestly. And I'm super happy to be friends with Benny. That brotherhood that we have together is insane, especially on the defensive side of the ball. He's in front of me. Me and him communicate all the time, and that's just a friendship that I will forever remember.
The defense played great against Troy, but the South Alabama game I know was not what y'all wanted.
No.
I'm sure the Monroe game is not what
Nope.
y'all wanted, and
Correct.
I'm sure the App game wasn't.
Yep.
Is it a matter of, have you thought about it? Is it a matter of wearing down? Is it a matter of offenses kind of maybe scheming y'all a little more at the end? How do you kind of explain the defense was so good for the first 7 or 8 games and then kind of dropped a little?
I don't think it was really a mentality standpoint. I don't think it's that we were dropping down. I think it's just the fact that it's simple things. We as you will say, the only person that could really affect us was us. Obviously, they had some good players on the team. They ran some good plays, and every team does that. But sometimes we just weren't gapped out. We weren't in the right gap. Sometimes people didn't get the right call. They played something different. They played cover 2 instead of cover 3, things like that. But that's just all falls back to communication. I think if we just get that that communication back, if we keep on emphasizing communication and overemphasizing that, we'll get back to the way that we play. But I also think that that's why this time off, I think that'll help. also just like I said, from the mental standpoint, allow people to decompress from the game of football a little bit, and then kind of get their engines re-energizing once we get back and from turnaround from Christmas.
Have you two guys been in on that whole spirit stick thing where you two shooting full schools for that?
What spirit state? Do you know what that is?
The baton with Tiger?
Baton, sorry.
Oh, that's for you. I actually.
I mean, I love it. That's something that it excites the sideline. You get those guys hyped. It get us pumped up. When somebody make a big play, the celebration's still not over until you reach the sideline and you get the baton from Coach Tiger. I love it. I didn't get it yet this year, but but still, I love it. That's awesome. And yeah, we gonna get it, bro. But yeah. Yeah, but that's something that I enjoy. I enjoy watching it, even from Twitter after the games. I enjoy watching it.
They let you grab it with a good hold?
That's what I'm saying, man. Like if it wasn't for me, half of the time, majority of the time, Stevie can't kick the ball. He can't just punt it. We don't do free kicks no more. You can't do the drop kick. Stevie get it every time he make it. Me and Paul should get it along with Stevie. That should, Stevie, Bam, Paul.
Sounds like a law firm.
Nah, those other guys are really more important to me.
Do you, of the ones that I'm sure you saw pretty much all of them, your favorite of the celebrations as far as the ball goes?
The one with Jamarcus scored against I can't remember who. It was a home game, and he hit the pause, and Coach Tiger had to wind him up. Yeah, that's my favorite. That's my favorite one to even from last year. That's my favorite one.
Question for both you guys. Has it sunk in yet that there's one more game, and for both you guys, like in your career, and you find yourself kind of reflecting on your time here, just knowing it's coming on this?
Yeah, I actually did that. I did that for senior night, and I did that before the conference championship game. I sat down in the corner in the end zone, and I was just looking around and just soaking it all in because, to think about where we came from, where I came from, being here for 5 years, having a torn ACL my true freshman year. I was going to play as a true freshman, bouncing back from that and, progressing back to my old self. And then with the new coaching staff coming in and making me a better football player and a better person, a better man, that, it kind of hit me, and I want to go out the right way. And I want to show these younger guys that, persevere through everything. No matter how hard anything gets for you, God not gonna put more on you than you can't handle. Always keep pushing and always keep fighting because at the end of the day, the master got the final say in everything you do.
For me, I hadn't really, to be honest with you, I hadn't really reflected or looked back on it a whole lot. I kind of just been going one game at a time, thinking, I got one more game. All the coaches were telling me, we're very proud of you guys and everything that you've done. And I always tell them, I said, man, we got one more. Let's go win it. And obviously after this January 6th game, we're not gonna have one more. It'll be the last time that we ever wear that Ragin Cajun, that vermilion and white. And now that you asked me that question, I'm kind of reflecting on it in my head a little bit. But I'm very thankful for the opportunity that I was given here. I love it here. It's a place that I didn't think that I'd want to call my home, but at the same time, if anything ever happened, I could see myself living here. That's how much I've kind of fell in love with this place. The people, the culture, just everything. The energy around here is positive, and I really do enjoy that. And like I said, I'm so thankful for everything that this university has given me and allowed me to become anything more than I've ever expected, to be honest with you. But like I said, we got one game left, so we got to go win that one,
Bam, I saw you kind of shake your head a little bit when you said that. Is that a similar sentiment for you, just not necessarily seeing this place as a potential home, but just over the years, just growing?
Yeah, because if you ask anybody that really know me, like my true freshman year, I hated it out here because I wasn't. I was cool with everybody, but I didn't really, really hang out with everyone like I do now. And now being older and understanding, like it's the football team is really a big brotherhood. It's a big band of brothers, and like Jacques is like my little brother. I'm older than Jacques, but he's like a brother to me. And my true freshman said every weekend I went home. I could not stand being out here, but now I can't go home. It's like I can't leave here. I love it here now. It's grown on me. A place that I never thought that I'd be able to call home. And when I go to my actual house, I'll be like, man, I'm ready to go back home. I love it here. The atmosphere, just the great people around here, like Jock said, the culture, and just there are some great people out here in the city of Lafayette. And I'm thankful for them. I'm thankful for everything that they've done for me, and especially like helping me with my mom and stuff like that. That's big. And I appreciate everything that they've ever done for me.
Last questions for these guys.
More of a question, but this is more kind of bigger picture. Obviously, you guys have had a 10-win season, but football really across Louisiana has been really good. We talk about obviously LSU going 13-0 SEC championship. We talk about Tulane becoming ball, Louisiana Tech, Southern making it to the SWAC championship game. I mean, to be a part of that, like, do you allow yourself to be a part of the grand scheme of like the success of forgetting even like McNeese and Southeastern and Nichols, like to be a part of that grand success of Louisiana football, of course with both of you being Louisiana guys, like do you take pride in that success all across the board?
I mean, I do, cause and the term I like to call being a boot boy. You represent. Everywhere you go, you represent the state. And, for the entire state to be on the roll, and for everyone to be doing good. You know, that's important because a lot of kids leave our state to go play football elsewhere. We could keep a lot of those recruits, a lot of those kids to stay in state and stay home, and play for the hometown team or play close to home. That's big for the state because you get a lot of momentum playing other people, and competing against everybody. Kids from Texas stay in Texas. Kids from Cali stay in Cali. So when it comes to the boot, we're gonna represent, and I'm proud. I'm proud to say that I was a part of this 10-win team. And that's huge. It's you know like that's never been done here before, except for one time. For me, I never thought that I would be a part of something like that. So that's you know I'm extremely proud of that.
Obviously, yeah, I think it's awesome that the state of Louisiana is having a lot of success. I mean, we have friends on multiple of those teams. I mean, D-Ray played at Nichols. I mean, I played against Jamar Chase and all of them in high school when he was at Rum, when I was at Holy Cross. I mean, it's awesome to see those guys have the success that they're having. I mean, I think that, like Vam said, that speaks volumes for the level of competition that we have here in Louisiana from the guys that this state has produced. I think that's awesome. I think that it's phenomenal, and then hopefully we can even the more guys that are in the state of Louisiana, we can really keep them here home, come play for the Cajuns, maybe.